Okay, we're going to get into some AI talk. I think it's been a while, and by a while, I mean last week. We talk about AI all the time. I don't know. Did we have an AI story last week? I don't remember. But Adobe's at it again. We've got more updates on their generative AI called Firefly. And they actually released a few videos, but they also released the statement that says, "We know that creating with confidence is critical to you and your clients and collaborators. Just like our Firefly generative AI models, Adobe Firefly video model is designed to be commercially safe and is only trained on content we have permission to use." Now, Adobe has really been leaning in on the whole, we don't steal content creators' IP and stuff like that, because there's been a lot of outrage with the creative community against AI and AI models that are using people's work to train it. So Adobe's really leaning in on that and presenting this as a tool that content creators can use even in their client work. I saw a couple of influencer videos that Adobe released as well.
The Adobe Firefly video model, releasing soon. I've been using it for quite some time, working alongside Adobe on this early access, generating all types of videos. Here's my honest viewpoint of what gets me excited. From the 3 avenues of who I am. As a pro video editor, I lead an incredible team, and we're called Let's Cook Editing Services. We amplify business through transformative videos. With clients like these, we use the Firefly video model for a variety of reasons in many stages of each project. My position often calls for painting the vision, pre-visual, connecting stories to enhancing graphics that elevate, saving time, energy, and budget while being efficient. As a creator, getting the exact visual is the goal. From a thought to a final result in seconds. Using prompts in 2 ways, text to visual, or utilizing the image upload feature to move even quicker. Getting that specific shot at that specific time. The Firefly video model communicates exactly what I want to show.
Okay. That video annoyed me. Oh, man. So that is the editing that I hate. That video right there. If you're listening to the audio, you can still tell the type of editing it had because of all those sound effects. It's like that retention editing, super jump cutty look, and I can't stand it. Sorry, I'm being a bitter old production man. So yeah, they were pitching that guy. I guess he does video editing for a living, and he said that he is going to be using this for client work. Very obvious that was a paid advertisement, because if you go to his channel or his IG page, it's all Adobe content and Frame.io content. So it's all sponsored content. So take that as a grain of salt. But there is another influencer here.
So Adobe has given me pre-release access to test their Firefly video model. And I thought it would be so cool to try this out to see if I could use the Firefly video model to generate a kind of a moving storyboard pitch for a commercial that I'd like to produce for a tennis ball company. And I essentially just described the scene that I want. I chose the motion controls that I wanted to use, and here is the final result.
Okay, the video shows a bunch of tennis balls falling down like rain. There's an airplane made out of tennis balls and a bunch of cute things. Check it out if you want to on the Adobe site. But I also found a video, an actual training video on the new Firefly model from someone from Adobe's video team. And he jumped into a few examples. I signed up for the beta. I have not been approved of beta yet because Adobe does not know who I am yet. Adobe, you need to tap in. This is Relevant Friends. Me and my community need access to this beta right now. But until then, I'll just watch your videos. So this is really interesting. So Dave Webner from the Adobe video team showed an example of how you can use generative AI to do something like animate an actual photo that you take.
Works, but let's start to dig into some experiments that I've been trying out with some existing tools and workflows and how I can kind of merge everything together to create cool new stuff. That includes taking photos of my kids' stuffed animals and trying to bring them to life. So here I took a picture of my daughter's little lammy. I took the initial photo and composition and then changed the prompt to say I wanted to zoom out and have the flowers and grass, blowing and the clouds moving. So one image can do quite a lot of different variations, and you just have to play around with it and see what you get. And then my personal favorite is this one. This is Piccadilly the bunny walking through a rainbow crystal cave. So we got Piccadilly as a souvenir in London. She's made by Jellycat, the same people that made Little Lammy. And it's just so cool. My kids were just amazed to see their characters come to life. So this is a really fun thing to try. If you've got, stuffed animals or toys or objects or whatever, and you want to see them come to life, take a photo, composite them in the background in Photoshop, and try a prompt in Generate Video and see what happens.
Okay, that looks pretty cool to me. That looks like a way of using generative AI in a way that I would actually use it, whether it's a storyboard or if you need to do something where it feels like you're entering, an alternate reality. That could really work. Now, he also demonstrated how this new generative AI tool could be helpful when making motion graphics and animations for text, which is something that I could definitely use.
One thing that actually worked surprisingly well has been creating title sequences using Generate Video. So for more consistent results, the best way to start is to actually create it yourself in Photoshop. And I took these from text to image and used these as kind of my starting letters, and then composited everything together in Photoshop, and then told what I wanted the shot to do. So combining multiple shots together, you can get kind of a nice, like here's my intro and then here's my outro, and focus on two different Generate Video parts and then combine them together to create a cool title sequence.
All right, it's getting better, guys. Generative AI is getting better. There's going to be, once this gets the green light on Adobe platforms, everyone's going to have access. And then we're going to really see a boom in generative AI video. Okay. And once I have access, I'm going to play with it and I'm going to talk about it.